Good morning. Today we are off to Lisbon, Portugal, a small country in the southwestern part of Europe. जो लोग हिंदी में सुनना चाहते हैं उनको जाके सेटिंग्स में जाके और कैप्शंस को ऑन करना पड़ेगा हिंदी में तो नीचे हिंदी में लिखा हुआ आ जाएगा. So this is both of us off to Lisbon, and we took, as usual, we took the city pass because we just love traveling local, talking to the local people, eating the local cuisine, and we don't want to be cut off from the very place that we are visiting. For example, we never stay in five-star hotels when we are abroad. I do remember staying in five stars in Paris in the Holiday Inn. It was really no different inside than it is in Delhi. So, what is the big point? Anyway, so we stayed in the city center, took the local pass, saw some of the monuments. We were there only for 2 days, and we don't really love getting inside the monuments and spending the whole day there. It's more like the place. You can see this beautiful sculptures on every roundabout, which I think most of Europe is actually famous for. Enjoy the local coffee, and again, we don't like fine dining because then how will we eat the traditional custard tarts and all the local cuisines that the local Portuguese advised us to try. So after traveling, and we did travel by the local buses, and enjoyed the weather, which was really exotic. The beautiful sculptures in every corner of the street. The streets are neat and clean, and the number of Indian shops you find, the number of Indians we met on the being Indians ourselves, the number of Indians we enjoyed meeting on the roads was actually pretty interesting. And this music that they have in different corners, we have the street musicians. It's such a pleasure. The whole air becomes so vibrant and nice. This is one culture I really love about Europe. The beautiful fountains on the squares was another beautiful place for lovely photo ops, and just spending time there was a pleasure. In fact, we never travel in groups whenever we travel abroad because I think that cuts you off from the local people. Plus, you also have to follow a particular time schedule when you're in a group, which we hate. We have enough of routines and following time schedules at home, at work. There is no way we are not going leisurely when we are traveling. So now these are all the stairs you climb up to go to a castle. This castle is an 11th century hilltop Moorish castle and the former royal residence also, but now it is more like a palace ruins and an archaeological museum. It does offer panoramic views of the city. Besides, it does have a lot of peacocks, which we were used to seeing back home, but it was very nice to see Portuguese peacocks. So this was the view from the top of the castle. Very pretty view with same colored roofs of all the houses. This is one of the old cannons. And as usual, we started chatting to people, and we made some very interesting Canadian friends who were also on a tour of Lisbon. The Castello uprising in Lisbon refers to the military and civilian revolt that took place in 1928, I think, and the soldiers from the 7th Hunters Battalion stationed in the castle basically initiated this uprising later called the Castle Uprising. It was not confined to Lisbon alone, but it's further spreads to different parts of Portugal, and it was basically against the authoritarian regime in Portugal at that time. So some local incidences of that time are documented here in the museum. Yeah, and yes, you have to take a ticket to enter this castle, but we thought it should be interesting. While coming down from the castle, it was interesting to note these people who were basically fighting in Punjabi, so we could hear the abuse they were hurling each other. When we were walking down from the road, this is the only restaurant when you're coming down from the castle, and we discovered they are from Hoshiarpur, the same place in Punjab from which my husband is. So it was interesting. As usual, we have beautiful singers on the side of the road, and this singer singing from the castle was really exotic. Yeah, we met some Bengalis, chestnut sellers. So we took chestnut from them and had a great talk about Bangladesh. And here is me devouring the beautiful chestnuts. और अब खाएंगे हम चेस्टनट जो हमने खरीदे हैं। तो थोड़ी बारिश हो गई तो हम खोल के, और ये रहा उसका छिलका, ज़्यादा गर्म थे, ज़्यादा अच्छे से निकल रहे थे। These are the various eateries down that road, and then this place usually becomes very vibrant at night. And this is the last, I would say, the square or the plaza before the riverfront. The Tagus River is the river on the banks of which you have Lisbon. So this is a very famous Plaza de Comercio, which is also known as the Commerce Square. And this is historically pretty significant, and the public square in the heart of Lisbon. It was built on the site of the former Ribeira Palace, and this is a very pleasant place to be in the evening. It is interesting to note that it is the Portuguese who were colonizing Goa of India into as late as 1960s, and I think after that only Goa has come out from under the Portuguese rule. And it was such a pleasure to sit in this peaceful atmosphere and do my daily practice of deep inhalation and deep exhalation in a slow, sustained way. The Bhagavad Gita elevates pranayam from a mere physical practice to a profound spiritual technique integral to the yogic path. See you guys and girls. मिलते हैं फिर कभी, फिर कहीं, and that's Hindi for see you somewhere, sometime. Bye.